welcome back to my channel. My name is Hope. This is MissionKeto, and today's video is a meal prep video. We are going to be meal prepping. Most everything is for me, quite honestly. I am going to make some things for Andy, like bacon burger bites. Say that 3 times fast. And probably some of the chicken ones too. And I might speed that up and show you, but I feel like I make that all the time, so I just don't know yet. But maybe I'll speed it up and I'll put like the temperature on the screen if I can wing it. Let's see. But the things that I'm going to be making, I'm very excited about. So I have got my list. Probably the number one thing that I recommend is make sure you kind of make a list, have a plan in action, but it's okay if you don't get it all done too. You know, we don't have to do it all. My list is very ambitious today, and I might not get it all done, but I'm feeling good today. We just got done mowing the yard. I got my shower in. I'm feeling motivated and ready to go for the week. So a lot of things are going to be made from that cookbook. I will be showing that throughout it, and I will have it linked below for you. But I'm going to be making some Muddy Buddies. I talked about this in my grocery haul. It's the puppy chow. I don't know if you guys have ever made that, where we would do the Chex Mix and you'd mix it with peanut butter and chocolate and powdered sugar, and it's delicious. It was a staple in our house, especially for like the kids having birthday parties and stuff like that. Well, I'm gonna make it with pork rinds. I've heard, I think Michelle with Life Adventures in Keto says that she's made it before and she loved it. So I'm gonna try it from the recipe that's in this cookbook, and we'll see, and I'll do a live taste test. For my lunches this week, I felt like having some salmon over like a bed of lettuce. And I thought there was a recipe in there for blackened salmon. And she also has her recipe for the seasoning. So we're gonna make the seasoning, and then we're gonna make the salmon, and I'm gonna prep my vegetables, kind of have them ready to go to just throw a salad together every day this week. I'm also going to make a ranch dressing. This ranch dressing is so delicious from this cookbook. She had to put it in this cookbook. It was in the original, and she had to put it in this one too, which I love that. That says a lot about her, because she made some things needing the ranch seasoning in this cookbook, and she could have said, go buy my other cookbook and you know how to make that. No, she went ahead and put it in this one too for you. And I just thought it's very telling of someone, I think, but it is that good also. It's actually been a go-to for Andy and I for a while, and I haven't made it in a while. But that's why I got all those seasonings. There were a few that I needed. We're gonna make the ranch seasoning and then make it into the dressing. So I'm gonna make this salmon after we do the blackening seasoning. Prep veggies. I'm gonna make Andy his bacon chicken bites, bacon burger bites. I'm gonna probably make him a pound of hamburger meat with some bacon, just so he has that ready. I've got some pork belly sitting out too. And then if I feel motivated, I might make him some of the BBBE bread, because I was thinking this week I would like to have a meal together. Maybe we can make a BLT together, and if I make him some butter mayo, and maybe we can do a BLT, but that might be later in the week. I'm not gonna do the butter mayo until day of, because it was better that way for us. Like, it tasted more like mayo on that very first day. So not making that today. I might not even make the bread today either. Like I said, it just depends. So that's tip number 1. Make sure you've got a list. Tip number 2 is in my pantry. We are going to have a garbage bowl handy. This doesn't look like a bowl, but it's a strainer that I got at Aldi's that fits over the sink. And since I do everything right here, it's just very easy for me to, and you'll see it, it's very easy to just kind of throw stuff in there and do that. So that is meal prep number 2. Number 3 is clean as you go. So probably a lot easier for me because I'm stopping the camera and I'm moving to the next thing. But I do recommend clean as you go, because then it's just gonna be overwhelming. That's probably one of the biggest things. And I personally hate cleaning very much. And then last but not least, and this is very important too, have your iPad or a laptop nearby, or just your earbuds in, listening to music. It definitely helps. It just gets you in the mood, and you feel so good about everything as you're doing it and when you're done. So watch something that you've been wanting to watch. Maybe the Dahmer. Oh my gosh, that thing was crazy. What else? Oh, The House of the Dragon is now out. Who watches Game of Thrones, guys? That new series is crazy. But But yeah, anything, you know, or some of the Mission Keto YouTube videos that you have not caught up on. No, I'm just kidding. But I also wanted to say really quickly, 5 minutes of me yapping, I'm sorry. Real quickly, I wanted to say thank you to everyone for reaching out, making sure that we were okay from Hurricane Ian, making sure that everybody was safe. And we can't tell you how that meant so much to us. We were just like, wow, thank you so much for checking in on us. We did have a couple of lives that we did the night before the hurricane and then the next morning. And that was actually a lot of fun, just kind of hanging out and chatting with you guys. So they are still available if you want to watch and kind of speed through. Some conversations were pretty funny too. And there is a recipe I want to try soon too, Amy, because she made a buffalo chicken soup that sounds delicious. But I'm going to get started. We're probably going to start on my stuff first because I want to. And let's get started. So thanks for listening to me yet. All right, so I might be sounding like a chipmunk right now. There's a reason for that. As I was filming this originally, I wanted it sped up, and I forgot to hit that exact time-lapse button on my phone. So it recorded in regular. So then I had to go to Google and inquire how can I change an existing clip into time-lapse. And it did tell me, so I was able to do it, but I could only double up the speed. Double up the speed, is that what it's called? So unfortunately, it's still slower than I would like. So I apologize for that, but this is probably one of the most anticipated recipes I'm making today. At least I would think so, because I was pretty excited about it. But the first thing that I'm doing is I am getting the pork rinds and breaking them up into smaller bite-sized pieces. So they kind of try to look like the Chex Mix pieces, kind of like that. And I liked that because then I was able to kind of weed through it. You know how some pork rinds are really hard, or you like get those really gross pieces in there? Well, I was able to weed through those, and I'm glad I got rid of those because, man, you can like break your teeth on some of those. They're so hard and just kind of gross. But so that's what I did there. And then I think that's it. So this part's going to be kind of long. So I am so sorry. I hope, I don't really put music in my videos either. So yeah, so the recommendation is to put it in a bowl with a lid because we're going to shake it up later. So the next thing I do is I'm just measuring out the chocolate chips and the peanut butter. So funny. I bought some chocolate chips and I didn't even need to. I had plenty at home, but I wasn't for sure. So make sure when you're making your grocery list that you're looking and seeing what you have so you don't overspend. I mean, it's something that's closed and it's going to last for a while, but still, you know how keto stuff is. This sugar-free Lily's is like, I think it was like $5.99 at Publix. So definitely more expensive than the crappy ones, right? The sugared ones. So you have the peanut butter and the chocolate in the microwave because you're trying to soften it up, because we're going to kind of make like a sauce to pour over the pork rinds, because we want it to coat all of the pork rinds. We also need to get a little bit of melted butter also. The one thing I don't really care for with the Kirkland brand grass-fed butter is on the outside of their packages, they don't have anything that says how many tablespoons. You just kind of have to guess or get your scale out. I was not about to get my scale out for this. It was just a few tablespoons, I think. I can't remember exactly, but, more or less, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's butter, right? And it's a good butter. So at this point, I'm just waiting for everything to melt in the microwave. See, this goes so much slower than my normal time lapse. It's not like that in the whole video, though. Thankfully, the rest of it, I caught on to it, I guess. I actually didn't realize I did it until I started editing. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to make it again. No, I'm not going to do that. So
Oh, for those of you who are interested in Andy's September results, we are going to be filming that and posting it Friday. I know it's going to be still like a few days into October, but we thought we would do it that way, and that'll give him his Friday video. So make sure you are staying tuned, have your notifications on, because it's always interesting to see where he's at. We've already done like measurements and all that stuff, so we're prepared for it. We just haven't filmed it yet. So as you can see, I mixed the butter in with the chocolate and the peanut butter. And then it says to put one drop of liquid stevia. I didn't have any plain liquid stevia, so I opted with the chocolate flavored one because there is chocolate in this. I thought that would be the best option. So that's what I did. And you know, I'm not going to tell you what I think of this yet. I'm still leery as I'm making it. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way this is going to be good. You'll see at the end when I tell you what I thought. I ended up not doing a live taste test just because, you know, time got away from me. It's a pretty big meal prep today. But here I am getting a spatula because I don't like to miss anything. I want to use everything. Are you guys like that? I want to get every bit out of there. And a spatula, that's what that's for, right? So you'll see here, you just mix it up. The goal is to mix it up. It takes a couple of minutes, but you want to get everything coated. You don't want these to taste like pork rinds at all. That would be gross to me. So that's why I still can't. And I did mess up on something too. I tell you about it at the very end when I'm going over everything. So stay tuned if you want to see what I did, but not a big deal. But it's still, I didn't catch on to that until later. But all right, so we've got it all mixed up, and now we're mixing the, what is that? The powdered sugar, sugar-free replacement, but I'm using the Swerve. You just need a little bit of that. And you're gonna mix that in, put the lid on, and give it a shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. But I didn't do that. I just shook it. Ralphie's over here now giving me kisses, so sorry. His little tags make so much noise in my videos. I'm sorry. But here we go. Yeah, so it mixed up very well. You want the powdered sugar to kind of coat. I'm kind of helping it out a little bit in case it didn't, but it looks like it did pretty well. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what it tastes like at the end. Oh my goodness, Ralph. And there you go. Muddy buddies.
All right, so now we are going to make the blackened seasoning and the ranch seasoning. So I've got all the ingredients for the blackened seasoning over here and then the ranch seasoning over here. I'm gonna speed it up as well, but you just basically need a small bowl, and some of the ingredients are in both. So that's nice. So we're just gonna mix those up and put them off to the side until we do the next thing. All right, so here are the blackened salmon coming out of the oven, and they look burnt around the edges. That's just the extra seasoning that just got cooked, but that looks delicious. And even Andy was just like, that smells really good. It does. It smells super delicious. So I don't know what do you guys have the white stuff coming up off your seafood sometimes? But here, let me show you. But yeah, so it does have the skin on. It is down underneath, but that doesn't bother me. And see, that's just the seasoning. But I'm gonna put these in a container after they cool, and then I will have them ready to go in my salads for the week. All right, so now we're gonna make the dressing, and I've already got the ranch seasoning mix. You saw that, and I don't even need all of it. That's what's so nice about this. I can use, you know, like I think it's like 2 tablespoons of this for the dressing, but you need sour cream, mayo, some lemon juice, and a little bit of heavy whipping cream because that's gonna kind of loosen it up a little bit to make it not so thick. But yeah, we're just gonna mix all this together and I'll put it in a bowl and you'll see it. It is so good, guys. You really need to try this. And look at that big mess that I made. I got mayonnaise everywhere. Oh my goodness. But yeah, you just stir it up real good. It gets really nice and thick too. All right, we are back, and this is everything that I meal prepped. I did get a few things in for Andy, but I didn't film it because I do have other videos showing that, so stay tuned to the very end. I will put those videos linked at the end of this video so you can check them out. But let's go over everything really quick. Oh gosh, let's start off with the puppy chow. This is what we used to call it. Muddy Buddies is what is in the recipe book, but delicious. I did do one thing wrong though. I looked and I was supposed to have a 6-ounce bag of those and I only had a 3.25 ounce bag. So I think that's why it's super chocolatey, but it's still good. I'm okay with it, but I'm surprised because you guys know I don't really care for pork rinds. You cannot taste the pork rinds at all. So this is probably something that I will make again. I'm really bummed that nobody else in this house can try it because Andy can't do it right now. And Jordan doesn't eat meat, and they're made from pork rinds. So, all right, so moving on. I did make some of the blackened seasoning and the ranch seasoning. I do have a little bit of that left of both, so we'll just put that in my spice cabinet, and we can use that for other things coming up and other things in the recipe as well, or in the cookbook. This is the blackened salmon that I made to have for my lunches this week. I did take a little nibble over there, and it is delicious. It is spicy too, but I like that. These are the bacon burger bites and the bacon chicken bites that I made for Andy. And then I also fried up in the air fryer some pork belly as well. He has dug into that just a little bit, but I can't blame him, right? And then I have made some of the ranch dressing from the ranch seasoning. You saw me make that. I've got that ready for my salads this week. And then I also have my salad. So I've got my greens ready to go in this big bowl. And then here are my veggies. I will probably add cheese also and maybe some bacon and olives, things like that. But I have all of this stuff ready to go. And then what is even more exciting is I have marked off everything that I've done. I didn't get to the hamburger and the bacon that Andy likes. That's kind of easy to make here, you know, as we're going through the week. So I just decided not to do that. And I didn't do the bread or those noodles, but that's okay. Like I said, it's okay. I still got a lot done. My last tip for you today is definitely go and check this cookbook out. This is just as good as the first one. I'm extremely happy with it so far. I'll probably be making in my What I Eat in a Day, probably that zucchini parmesan. So stay tuned. This is linked down below. I'll also link her first one because quite frankly, they are both delicious. I'm super happy with it. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, share, subscribe, all of that, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.